My name's Riley, I'm 22, and I use they, them. I'm a non-binary Taiwanese American person. I'm somewhere on the asexual spectrum. I'm pan. I think about a year ago I started to embrace like the non-binary identity, and then this past year I've started to associate myself more with the trans community. So I now would say that I'm non-binary and trans. I don't know if my parents really understand the queer community, just like in general, and I don't know, and I really doubt that they understand like the trans community, or even like understanding the concept of being non-binary. Yeah, and not to necessarily say that like they just like are ignorant or anything like that, but just that they grew up with a certain set of values and like ways of thinking, and those frameworks that they have grown up using and continue to use are different than the ones that I use. It's just kind of a challenge to like be able to communicate, because I think for me identity has a lot of links to my mental health, and within my parents' culture mental illness is not something that even acknowledged or recognized as a real illness, and so I think all these things kind of are pretty intertwined with regards to me not feeling like I could be my whole self around my parents. So just like in general, I feel like that relationship has been really stunted because there's so little that I can share about my life. Things that are so core to my day-to-day have to do with these things that my parents don't consider valid. And so in general, I think that has really like hurt my relationship with my parents. I think it's a misconception that like you have to look androgynous necessarily. You can be presenting femme or masc or like anywhere, or like outside of that. And that doesn't invalidate like your identity as a non-binary trans person. There was a certain point where I found it frustrating that a lot of people typically didn't use my pronouns, especially because my name that was given to me at birth sounds feminine and is like associated as like a woman's name. And so for me, changing my name to something that was like closer to being less gendered, I think helps a lot more with affirming that my pronouns are they, them. And so for me, not only was it the exposure to the non-binary community in general, but also specifically non-binary Asian Americans made me realize like this is someone that I can become in a sense, like with regards to like being able to transition towards something. So I started a Facebook group called Cutie Pot Tech Friends. It's for queer and or trans people of color in tech. There are all these communities for women in tech that are predominantly like white women in tech. There tends to be like communities for queer and trans people, but it's also like pretty white dominated. For a lot of cutie pot in tech, you might go through your career not meeting anyone else who like belongs to that group. I think just knowing that this group exists and like is here for you and that you're not alone, I think for them just like being a part of it and knowing it's there by itself can be like pretty powerful.